Hello everyone. In this tutorial, we'll show you how to use a decision tree to deliver personalized banner creatives based on audience segments. For this example, we'll promote books from 3 different genres: fantasy, detective, and horror. If a visitor does not belong to any of the defined segments, a default banner promoting the top 10 books will be shown. Let's get started. Navigate to Campaigns, Audience, and click Add Audience. In the Audience table, create 3 audience segments: fantasy, detective, and horror. Each segment represents users who have shown an interest in a particular book genre. Click Create Your Audience. As you can see, we've just created our audience. Now, let's configure the decision tree that will determine which banner set is displayed. Create. When you open a new decision tree, you'll see an empty canvas containing a single decision node. To start building your logic, click Add the first rule. Select Audience as the rule type and choose the new audience we've created earlier. Now click this Add button, and from the list of available conditions, select Segment. This allows the decision tree to evaluate which audience segment a visitor belongs to and route them to the appropriate branch. Select Fantasy segment. Let's add another rule for Detective segment. Finally, create the last rule for the Horror segment. Now that you've created the audience rules, it's time to assign the banner sets that will be displayed for each audience segment. I'll use the banner sets I created and animated earlier for each book genre using the BannerNow editor. Let's click Add Size. Select the banner placeholder where the creative will appear. For this example, I'll choose the 200 by 200 size, since it matches one of the banner sizes I've already prepared. You can also add as many additional banner sizes as you need. Assign the corresponding banner set to each audience segment. Visitors in the fantasy segment will see fantasy book banners, while detective and horror audiences will see the banner sets assigned to their respective segments. Finally, configure the default option by assigning the top 10 books banner set. The default banner is displayed whenever a visitor does not match any of the audience segment rules. This ensures that every visitor receives relevant content, even if no audience-specific targeting applies. Now, let's preview the decision tree and see it in action. Select the audience, and now you can switch between the audience segments to test the experience. A user in the fantasy segment will see the fantasy banner. A user in the detective segment will see the detective banner. A user in the horror segment will see the horror banner. Great! Everything is working as expected. Let's publish the changes. Generate ad tags for any ad network, or select the BannerNow ad network to display the banner on your website. The platform generates the embed code for the selected settings. This JavaScript tag contains all the information required to deliver the correct creative based on your decision tree rules. If your decision tree uses audience segments, the generated ad tag includes the segment parameter. Let's select the embed code and see how it works. Paste the embed code, and during testing, you can change the segment value. For example, type segment equals fantasy, and you will see the fantasy banner. Now, if you change segment equals detective, you will see the detective banner displayed. If you change segment equals horror, the horror banner will be shown. Let's see what happens if a visitor does not belong to any of the defined segments. A default banner promoting the top 10 books will be shown. Let's preview all the banners simultaneously to see how each audience segment is represented. From this point on, the entire process is fully automated. The appropriate segment can be dynamically set using macros, either on your website or within your ad network, eliminating the need for any manual updates and ensuring every user is targeted with the most relevant audience segment in real time. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.